It's morning here in Ubud, Bali in Indonesia. So we're just waking up. It's also winter, so it's a little bit chilly. I have to wear a shirt today. If you're joining me for yoga, we're going to do Sun Salutations, starting with traditional Hatha Sun Salutations, and then we'll continue to Sun Salutations A and B. So it'll be short, sweet, and to the point. So let's get comfortable in our seated position, preferably on your mat on the floor. Sit up straight and tall. Relax your shoulders. Rest your hands in your lap. Close your eyes. Relax your face. And take a few deep, calming breaths. Whether you are at the end of your day, your manic Monday, or the beginning of your, what I hope will be Taco Tuesday. Take this time to just find your center by releasing any thoughts, worries, to-do lists. Let these thoughts just come into your mind and enter without engaging. Try to lengthen your breath, long, slow inhalations through the nose, long, complete exhalations by pulling your belly all the way to your spine, pushing out every puff of air. Take a moment to set your intention. What's your intention for this practice, for doing yoga, for joining me? Is it for your physical body, your mental body, your spirit body? Maybe you practice for the world. Send out a little love, some positive vibes. Bring your palms together to your heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum, shoulders down and back. Sit up straight and tall, lifting the chest. I will chant the opening mantra, followed by Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Keeping the eyes closed, take a deep breath in. Sahana vavatu, sahana bunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahe, tejasvinavaditamastu, mavidvishavahe. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. Take a moment to bow your head, send out gratitude, give thanks to whatever higher power you believe in, your God, your goddess, Mother Earth. And as you lift your head, start to rub your palms together. Gently generate some energy, generate some heat. And then as you inhale, bring your palms to cover your face. Transfer that energy. As you exhale, slowly release your palms and open your eyes to a big, beautiful smile. And we'll begin with a gentle warm-up. So as you inhale, reach your hands up and overhead, lengthen through the spine, pulling up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, release your right hand down to the mat and reach your left hand overhead. If you want a deeper stretch, come down to the forearm or walk by fingertip out to the side, keeping the left hip planted on your mat. Look up overhead. Take another breath here. Feel the stretch down the left side body. After you exhale, inhale, reach both hands up and overhead. And exhale, left palm down to the mat, reaching your right arm overhead. You can look up to the sky, to the ceiling, to your fingertips, or simply keep your gaze neutral, looking forward. Inhale, both arms up, lengthening through the spine. This time as you exhale, twist to the right. Bring your left hand to your right knee and prop your right hand behind you so that you're sitting up straight, not slouching. Continue to twist, look out over your right shoulder. Every inhalation, continue to lengthen, create space between each vertebrae. Every exhalation, twist a little bit deeper, looking over your shoulder. One more breath here. After you exhale, inhale, come back to the center, hands up and overhead, and then exhale, fold forward. Reach your hands as far as you can in front of you, or come down to your forearms. Bow your head and breathe into the back side of your body. You should feel a stretch on the outer hips, the low back. If you want a more active stretch, cup your hands, push your fingertips into the mat, send your sit bones down, away from you into the floor. Inhale, slowly push yourself back up. Now place your hands behind you on the mat, wrists directly under the shoulders. You're going to inhale and send your hips up. Stretch the front side of the body. Squeeze your glutes. Push your knees towards the mat. And breathe here. And then exhale. Lower your sit bones back down to the mat. Inhale, reaching your arms up and overhead once more. Exhale, twist to the left, bringing your right hand to your left knee, left hand propped behind you, sitting up straight and tall, looking out over your left shoulder. Push into your left knee and continue twisting. Use your knee as leverage. Make sure hips are still square to the front. Feel the twist all the way from your lumbar, your lower back, up through your neck, your cervical spine. After you exhale, inhale, slowly unwind, come back to center, reaching the hands up and overhead. And then exhale, fold forward, walk your hands in front of you or lower to your forearms, bow your head. And send the air you breathe into any tight spaces, relax, let that tension just melt away as we warm up our bodies, preparing for Sun Salutations. Inhale slowly, send yourself back up. Place your hands once more behind you on the mat, wrists directly in line under your shoulders. As you inhale, push your knees into the mat, send your hips up to the sky, and take a breath here. Squeezing your glutes, stretching your hip flexors, your abdomen. And then exhale, slowly come back down. Place your hands on your knees, and we're just going to roll the torso in a big circle. So as you exhale, round your back, pull your belly to your spine, slow and steady. Inhale, come forward, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take your time, follow your breath. Every exhale back, every inhale forward. One steady, fluid motion. And then change the directions, clockwise, anti-clockwise. One more breath, inhale forward and exhale back. And when you feel complete, come back to stillness. Extend your right leg out in front of you. You're going to take your left knee and your left ankle. If you can cradle them in your elbow creases, that's great. If not, just hold your knee, hold your ankle, dorsiflex your foot, and just rock your hips side to side, gently back and forth. Then extend your left leg straight out in front of you. Grab your right knee, your right ankle. Hanging baby, rock side to side. Gently opening the hips, bringing movement to the hip joints. If you've been at a computer, a desk all day, you might notice tightness in your hips. And then extend both feet out in front of you. Point your feet and then flex your feet. This is dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, Try to keep your feet flat, just working the ankles. Notice the stretch in the legs. And then you're going to go side to side. So you pronate, supinate, in and out, like closing a door, like your ankles are on a hinge, in and out. A couple more of these. Continue those long, slow, steady breaths. And then when you feel complete, come back to stillness. And now we're going to swing our knees around behind us and come into a tabletop pose. This way, where my mic is. If your wrists give you problems in down dog, in tabletop pose, make sure you're protecting your wrist joints by using your knuckles and your fingertips to really grab the mat. So grip the mat, grip the floor with your fingertips. Push into the mat with the knuckle of your thumb and your index finger. So you want a little bit of a space. You kind of want to cup your fingers, cup your hand. You want a little bit of space in between the palm of your hand and the mat. Make sure wrists are directly under shoulders. And you have a flat back. Knees are hip width apart. And we'll do a couple cat-cows. As you inhale, you'll come to cow. So fill your belly with air. Tilt your head back, arch your back. And then as you exhale, push into the mat. Grip the mat with your fingertips, round your back. Create space between your scapulas. Pull your belly to your spine. And try to continuously move one fluid motion. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. If your body needs to stay in one pose longer, just stay there, hold it, and breathe. Inhaling, arching our back, filling our belly. And exhale, rounding the back into cat. When you feel complete, come back to stillness. Make sure you're really using your arm muscles, not hyperextending. If you're hyper flexible in the joints, you might tend to hyperextend. So put a little micro bend in your elbows and make sure you're not sagging in your shoulders. So really push away from the floor. From here, push the left hand into the mat. Inhale, right arm comes up. Open the chest to the right. Exhale, now twist to the left. Thread the needle. Reach your right arm as far as you can. Inhale, come back up. Opening the chest. One line of energy from fingertip to fingertip. Exhale, twist to the left. One more time. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach your hand up and overhead. And then exhale, twist to the left. Lower onto your shoulder here. Rest your shoulder and the side of your head onto your mat. If you want to stay here, hold here, or you can create a bind. So inhale your right arm up, and then exhale, reach for your right hip crease behind your back. So you're really spiraling the chest open to the left. Take another breath here. Feel the stretch down the back side of the body and in your shoulders, opening your chest. Inhale, reach your right arm up, your left arm up, push yourself back to your tabletop, and we'll do the other side. So this time your right hand pushing into the mat. Inhale, left arm straight up, twisting to the left. Exhale, rotate to the right, thread the needle, reach as far as you can. Inhale, back up. Long, slow, steady, intentional movements. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale up one more time. And exhale, thread the needle. Reach as far as you can to the right side and then lower down onto your shoulder. Rest your cheek on the mat. If you did the bind on the other side, inhale, reach your right arm straight up and then exhale behind your back. Reach towards your left hip crease and hold here. You should feel a delicious stretch in your left shoulder, opening the right shoulder. Take another breath, then inhale, reach the right arm straight up, and then exhale, push yourself back to your tabletop position. Remember, gripping the mat. If you feel pain in your wrists, if it's too intense on your wrists, You can grab blocks if you have blocks or maybe a big book and grip the book to help you protect your wrists here. So from here, we're just going to make a big torso roll. So as you exhale, sink back to your heels. Roll clockwise. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. And then change the directions. When you feel complete, come back to stillness in your tabletop position. From here, inhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. You can tuck your back toes for balance or top of your foot on the floor. Inhale, rise up to a low crescent lunge. So a slight back bend here, pushing down through the four corners of your front foot. Make sure your knee doesn't go past your ankle, and make sure your knee isn't collapsing inward. Hold here. Now as you exhale, twist to the right, opening towards your bent knee. Look out behind your right hand. And really reach your fingertips side to side as if I'm pulling your hands away from you. After you exhale, inhale, reach back up, tiny arch in the back. So squeeze your glutes and lift your chest up. Then exhale, twist to the left. Make sure that front knee is still over the ankle, not collapsing inward. And look out past your left fingertips. After you exhale, inhale, come back to center. See if you can do a little bit bigger of a back bend. Use your quads, use your glutes to push yourself into the mat and lift your chest upward. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. And change sides. So right foot comes back. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Reach your arms up and overhead to a low crescent lunge. As you exhale, this time twist to the left. Reach your left arm behind you and look out past your fingertips. Again, using your core, engaging the glutes. Use your left leg muscles to push into the mat to give you some height here. After you exhale, inhale, come back to the center, hands up and overhead, and then exhale, open to the right. Really reach your fingertips, active arms here, as if I'm pulling your hands away from you. After you exhale, inhale, come back to center, a little bit bigger back bend. And then exhale your palms back down to the mat. Now you're going to step your right foot to meet your left. So you're now in a standing forward fold. Slight bend in the knees. And let your head, your arms, everything just hang. You can grab your calves, reach for your toes, or simply grab your elbows and pull gently, stretching the entire back side of the body. You should feel it all the way up your legs, up your back. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. And then from here, release your elbows. As you inhale, slowly roll your body up, rounding the back, one vertebrae at a time. Head and shoulders are the last thing to come up. Find yourself standing in Tadasana mountain pose. Make sure toes are pointed forward, not out to the sides. Toes are pointed forward. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Chin is parallel to the floor. Shoulders are down and back in your Tadasana mountain pose. From here, we'll start with Sun Salutations C, traditional Hatha Sun Salutation. Inhale, reach your arms up. Send your hips forward and lift your chest. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, reach for the ground. Inhale, plant your hands on the mat, step your right foot back. You can lower your knee to the ground and rise up to that low crescent lunge. Long, slow, steady movements. Exhale, bring your palms back down to the mat. Step back into a high plank here. And then lower down as you exhale to your knees, to your chest, and to your chin. Inhale, slide your body forward and lift your chest up into cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes. Send your heels to the mat, your hips to the sky in a downward facing dog. You can pedal your feet for just a moment. Stretch the back side of your legs. Make sure you're not hanging in your shoulders. So again, push into the mat, push away from you. engaging your back, your arms. Spiral your hips up to the sky. After you exhale, inhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands, lower your left knee, and rise up into low crescent lunge. Exhale your palms back down to your mat, step your left foot to meet your right in a standing forward fold. And inhale, slowly rise up, reach your hands up and overhead, lift your chest, tiny back bend, saluting the sun. Exhale your palms together to heart center, and we'll start with the other side. So starting with the left foot, inhale, reach both hands up and overhead. Exhale, flat back, hinge at the hips, fold forward, swan dive to touch your toes. Inhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, and rise up into a low crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your palms back down to the mat, step into your high plank. Make sure you're not sagging in the shoulders or hips too low. High plank, one solid line of energy from head to heels. Lower down to knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, slide your body forward, hips on the ground, tops of feet on the ground, and lift your chest into cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your heels to the mat, your hips to the sky. Slight bend in the knees, no problem. Push the mat away from you. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Let your head relax. After you exhale, inhale, step the left foot forward, lower your right knee, and rise up into low crescent lunge. Exhale, bring both palms back down to the mat. Step your right foot to meet your left in a standing forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise up, reach your hands up and overhead for a tiny back bend here, arching the back, sending the hips forward. Exhale your palms together to heart center. Sun Salutation A. This time is A. Can you see me with the sun? Inhale, reach both arms straight up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive, hinge at the hips, flat back, reach for your toes. This time inhale and lift yourself up halfway with a flat back, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands. You can step or jump back to your high plank and lower down chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Chaturanga, reverse push-up. Inhale up, upward facing dog. Hips are now off the ground. Opening the chest. Make sure you're not sinking in your shoulders. Exhale, tuck your toes. Send your heels to the mat, your hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Hold here for 5 breaths. Focus on your alignment. Check your alignment. Make sure hips are spiraled up to the sky. Sending your heels as close to the mat as you can. Push away from you, gripping the mat with your thumb and your index finger. Toes are straight, pointed forward. Fingers are pointed forward. One more breath. After you exhale, lift your head, look in between the space in your hands at the top of the mat, and you can step, hop, or jump to your halfway lift. Halfway lift, flat back, and exhale, fold forward, complete forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, slowly rise up, reaching the hands up and overhead. Exhale the palms together to heart center. Sun Salutation A, round 2. Inhale, reach your hands up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward, reach for your toes. Inhale, arch up halfway, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. You can step or jump back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal your feet, hold here. 3 more breaths. See if you notice your heels closer to the mat each time as you stretch your body. After your next exhalation, look to the space between your hands at the top of your mat. You can step, hop, or jump to your halfway lift. And exhale, fold completely over. Inhale, slowly rise up, hands up and overhead. Reach. And then exhale your palms together to heart center. Last round, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, hands up and overhead. 1 line of energy. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward, reach for the ground. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, arch up halfway with a flat back. Ardha Uttanasana, half fold. Exhale, plant your hands. Step, hop, or jump to your chaturanga. And inhale, upward facing dog. Really open the chest here. Look up and overhead. Exhale, tuck your toes. Send your heels to the mat. Ardha Uttanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hey, haven't had my coffee. Downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Take 2 more breaths. Long, slow, steady inhalations. And deep, full, complete exhalations, bringing your belly all the way to your spine. Let your head just hang. After you exhale, look to the top of the mat. Inhale, step, hop, or jump to your halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly rise up, reaching the hands up and overhead. Exhale, your palms together to heart center. Sun Salutation B. Sun Salutation B. So from here we begin by inhaling, lifting our arms up and overhead, bending our knees, and sink back into Utkatasana, chair pose. So make sure your booty isn't sticking out. Lengthen your tailbone down, pull your knees together, toes pointed. Lift your toes if you can to create a nice arch in your foot. Hold here. And then exhale, bend forward, touch the ground, and then straighten your knees, forward fold. Inhale, arch up halfway. That's our Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back to your chaturanga and lower yourself down, or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Plant your back foot at an angle and rise up into warrior one. Make sure the back foot is at a 45-degree angle. So your big toe of your left foot should be facing towards the front corner of your mat. Words. Square your hips to the front of the mat. And lift and open your chest as your hands are up and overhead. Exhale, bring your palms back down to the mat to face your foot. Step back to downward facing dog and go through a vinyasa flow. Inhale, forward to your plank. Exhale, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Plant your back foot and rise up to Virabhadrasana, warrior one, on the left side. So straight, strong back leg, pushing down through the outer edge of your back foot. Left knee is over the ankle. Make sure your knee isn't collapsing in. Toes are forward. Lift your arms overhead. Make sure shoulders are down out of the ears. Take another breath. And as you exhale, bring your palms back down to the mat to frame your foot. Step back to your downward facing dog. And you can go through a flow or meet us in down dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold here for 3 more breaths. Push the mat away from you. See if you can send your heels towards the mat and your hips towards the sky. Slow your breathing down. Deep breaths. Reconnect with your body, your breath, any intention you might have set for yourself. After you exhale, look to the top of the mat. Inhale, step, hop, or jump to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, complete forward fold. Inhale, lift up, hands up and overhead, bend your knees, sink back into Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, stand back, Tadasana, mountain pose, hands together to heart center. Let's do that one again, a little bit faster pace. Sun Salutation B. Inhale, arms up and overhead, bend your knees, sink back into Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, reach for the ground, standing forward fold. Inhale, arch your back up halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back to your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, plant your back foot 45 degrees and rise up into Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Exhale, palms down to the mat. Step back to down dog and go through your flow. Inhale forward, chaturanga. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, plant your back foot, and rise up into Virabhadrasana on the left side. Make sure hips are square to the front. Strong, straight back leg, pushing down to the outer edge of the back foot. Exhale, palms come back down to the mat. Step back to down dog and go through your flow. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 more long, steady breaths. You can pedal your feet. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. After your next exhalation, look to the top of the mat, step, hop, or jump to your halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale your hands up and overhead, bend your knees, sink back into your Utkatasana. Squeeze your knees together, sink a little lower. Beautiful. And inhale up. Tadasana, hands together to heart center. Last time, Sun Salutation B. Inhale, reach your hands up and overhead, bend your knees, sink back into chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, reach for the ground, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, arch up halfway with a flat back. Exhale, step, hop, or jump to your chaturanga and lower down. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward and rise up to Virabhadrasana on the right foot. Exhale, palms to heart, palms to the mat, and step back to your down dog. Vinyasa flow. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, ground your back foot, rise up to Virabhadrasana. Notice in your body how, do you feel warmer? Do you feel more limber? Just take note of these things as you practice. And exhale your palms back down to the mat, step to downward facing dog, and go through your last flow. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 more breaths here. Push the mat away from you, gripping the mat with your fingertips, your knuckles. After your next exhale, look to the top of the mat, step, hop, or jump to your Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. One more time. Inhale, lift your hands up, sink back into Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale your palms together to heart center. So that's all 3 Sun Salutations. Traditional Hatha, Sun Salutation A, and Sun Salutation B. It's a beautiful full body workout, beautiful warm up or cool down. At the end of the day, nice way to stretch your entire body. So from here, inhale, reach your hands up and overhead. Come up to the balls of your feet, come up to your tippy toes. And then from here, exhale all the way down. Lower your sit bones, sink into your heels. And then you're just gonna scoot back, sit down, and extend your legs out in front of you. Dandasana, staff pose. The sun is shining directly on me. From Dandasana, staff pose, as if you're standing, make sure 4 corners of your feet are flat in front of you, not rolling in, not flopping out to the sides. So sit up straight and tall, push away from you with 4 corners of your feet. From here, bend your right knee, place your right foot flat on the ground, ankle directly underneath the knee. Can you see me in the shadows? So right leg is bent, so we have right hand behind us to prop us up so we're not hunching over. Inhale, reach your left arm up and overhead, and then as you exhale, twist to the right. You can hook your elbow around your knee or simply hug your knee if this is more accessible to you. And then continue twisting, looking out over your right shoulder. Remember to keep that left leg active. Push through the bottom of your foot. Continue sitting up straight and tall. And then as you exhale, slowly unwind, come back to center. Lower your right knee to the mat and push your right foot into your left inner thigh. Inhale, reach both hands up and overhead. Rotate your torso so your belly is pointed towards your left toe. And then as you exhale, fold forward. You can grab your feet, rest your palms on the mat beside you. Continue pushing down with the femur, with the thigh bone of your bent knee. So you're externally rotating your right thigh while extending your left leg in front of you. Keep a flat back. You're not trying to touch your nose to your knee. So you're just hinging at the hips, flat back with every exhalation. See if you can fold a bit deeper. And then as you inhale, slowly push yourself back up. Extend your right leg. This time left knee is bent. Place the left foot directly under your knee, ankle in line with the knee. So left leg is bent, so left hand behind you on the mat to prop you up. Fingertips pushing into the mat, just behind your sit bones. Inhale, right arm comes up. And then as you exhale, you can twist to the left. Hook your elbow around your knee for leverage to twist, or simply hug your knee. Look out over your left shoulder. And feel the delicious twists. Spinal twists are good for releasing toxins from the spine, bringing mobility, flexibility into your spine. And exhale, slowly unwind, come back to center. Lower your left knee to the mat. Bring the left foot into your right inner thigh. We're going to fold over again. So inhale, reach both hands up and overhead. Rotate your torso so your belly is facing your right toes. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. So we're not rounding our back, trying to touch our nose to our knee. Keep a flat back. Lift and open the chest and hinge at the hips, folding forward as deep as you can. If you need a slight bend in the knee, you can roll a blanket or a towel and place it as a prop underneath your knee if you feel too much strain or tension on your hamstrings, on your calves, or your low back. With every breath, see if you can sink a little deeper. Make sure you're externally rotating the left thigh. So make sure the left knee and hip are on your mat. And then inhale, slowly roll up, push yourself back upright. Extend your left leg out in front of you. Sitting up straight and tall in Dandasana staff pose, just reach your arms out in front of you. Use your core and roll down flat on your mat. So you're laying in a supine position, rolling down flat, flat, flat. So take a moment just to check in with your body. How do you feel after a pretty rigorous round of Sun Salutations? Bring both knees into your chest. Can you see me? Bring both knees into your chest and push them down into your chest so you feel the low back pushing into the mat. So it's a nice little low back massage. You can sway side to side or make tiny circles. If you have props, if you don't have props, I suggest you get them. If you have props, you can place a block under your low back. And it's a delicious way to relax the low back, any compression, any tension. And then come back to center with a 90-degree angle in your knees and your legs. Slowly lower your knees down to the right side. So hips are off the floor. Your hip is perpendicular to the floor, but your shoulders should be flat on your mat. So roll your knees to the right. If your knees don't touch, you can put that block or a blanket, rolled up towel in between your knees here for space. And reach your left arm out. Look out past your left fingertips. So a delicious spinal twist before bed. This is a good one before you sleep to help you unwind, help you relax. Just let your shoulders be heavy on your mat. Take another breath, looking out past your left fingertips. And then inhale, bring your knees back up to the center. Exhale, lower them to the left, this time reaching your right arm out, looking out past your fingertips. So hips come off the ground, shoulders stay on the mat. If you want a deeper stretch in the low back, take your left hand, grab your right knee, and pull it down and away from you, gently stretching. Just relax your face, relax your shoulders, be heavy on your mat. And then inhale, bring your knees back up to center one more time. You can rock side to side, make a little circle. And then grab your toes or the soles of your feet and take a happy baby. Pull the thighs down beside you, rock side to side. Make any movement that body. You can straighten one leg, the other leg, walk the baby. Be happy. Take a and when you are ready, legs flat on the mat, feet fall open, rest your hands beside you on the mat, let your hands fall open, and take a Shavasana, corpse pose, for just a few breaths. Close your eyes, relax your face, relax your jaw, and let your body just absorb for a moment the good that we've done for it in these Sun Salutations. Start from the top of your head and relax your head, your ears, your face. Release your jaw, relax your forehead. Let your shoulders, your arms, your hands be heavy. Your back, your torso, your hips are supported by the mat. Your legs, your feet are all relaxed. Slow your breathing, long, complete breaths, and just absorb the beautiful things we've done for our body. Notice how the air feels on your skin. Notice how the air feels as it enters your nostrils and fills your belly and your body. Notice how the air feels as it leaves your nostrils. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, slowly begin to bring movement to your body. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, roll your head side to side. Slowly, gently reach your hands up and overhead. Stretch the entire body. And then roll over onto your side in a fetal position. Take a breath here. And then with eyes closed, slowly push yourself back up to your comfortable seated position. Sit up straight and tall, relax your face, rest your hands over your knees. Recall any intention you've set for yourself, be it physical, mental, spiritual. Maybe for you, maybe for the world, sending out good vibes, a little bit of love, positive energy. Bring your palms together to heart center. Bow your head, send out gratitude to yourself for practicing. I send you gratitude for practicing with me. Gratitude to whatever higher power you believe in, your God, your goddess, Mother Earth. Thank you for nourishing our bodies. As you lift your head, rub your palms together, generate some energy, generate some heat, and then bring your palms over your face. Press gently into your eyes to transfer that energy. As you exhale, release your palms, open your eyes to a big, beautiful smile. The light in me recognizes the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. If you stayed through the whole practice, awesome. I'm so proud of you. If you didn't have time, no worries. I'll download the recording and send it to you. I got nice and hot and sweaty. I don't know if you did. It warmed up real fast out here.